first one in tonight. And good evening to Bakey in the chat over on the DRS channel as well. I do have both chats open on the Twitch channels and of course the Kick as well. If you're not following on all, then please do. It's twitch.tv/blobby_butler. Kick, you have to take out the underscore, it's just Blobby Butler. And the DRS Twitch Dynamic Racing Series, all one word, on Twitch as well. You can see the tick there by Smug's name. He's the man in charge, the race director. So you can see them start getting readied up now for short qualifying, which means the new season will be underway shortly. Bear with me as I try and familiarise with the new cars for most of them. Though King Kong's still in the Alpine and Simon's still in the Mercedes. Last season's DRS world champion Craggy is not racing this season. He is going to take a seat in Blobby Mondays though. If you're looking out for Max World, he is going to be racing in DRS, but he's absent for the first couple of weeks. Been replaced by Vampire at McLaren. And he will not be taking a seat in Blobby Mondays. Probably for the best that he and Craggy are in different leagues. 18 of them then. Today we'll work out who we're missing. We are missing a Williams. Are we missing Sainz? No, Sainz is there. He's in an Aston Martin. Let's just check while they... Nobody's come out yet. Let's just check who we're missing off the list. Vampire has taken the McLaren seat for today, vacated by Max World for the first couple of weeks. Let me find the driver lineup. I had it a minute ago. Here it is. Swanson and Bakey in the Haas. Ninjas. Long-awaited return is not happening just yet. He is the Williams Pro-Am driver this season. We've got Smug and Sainsy. We've got Marvsky and Al Newt. We are missing Skippy in the V-Carb. So Skippy and Ninja, the two missing drivers. As well as Max, as we mentioned. Everybody else are in their new seats. And we've got drivers out on the track now. So who's going to be the first hot lap of the season? Looks like it's going to be Easy Life. He's in red this season after a spell in the Kick Sauber. To watch out there in the Kick Sauber this season is Marvsky, who joined late last season and had some success. Here goes Easy Life then to start us off. So Easy Life then on his way
Let's go round 10.
Good evening to Bazza in the chat. Indeed, season 10 is upon us. I can't remember which season I started in, but been around quite a while now with the DRS League. Good few seasons. And I would say it is wide open. The Mercedes slow there to get out of the way. I think that was Syme. Maybe not realising that Easy Life was on a hot lap. He comes to the line in a 1:12.6. Let's go to Marvsky if we can, as he is about to cross the line. And a 1:10.7 for him. And could there be a bit of rain in the air? Certainly a bit gloomy overhead. If it does rain during qualifying, then you've got to get out and get a good lap in early doors, which is what Marvsky has done. Smug's done a 1:14, Vampire a 1:24. And it's getting a bit busy out on track. Here is Pops Kong, he's on an out lap. Trying to find somebody who's on a hottie. Colin. 1:11.5 for Colin. Into P2. Who else can we find? Mr. Pickle 1:11.9. There's a few more start to come over the line now. 1:12.2 for 50 Gent. Goes ahead of Easy Life. And Syme 1:13. He's going to want to improve on that. Joker's right up there, 1:10.8. He has changed V-Carb Blue for Williams Blue this season. Ended up finishing third, I believe, in the championship last season. And he will look to mount a title charge. Vampire goes fastest. The reserve with a 1:10.5. Smug's up there with a 1:10.7 as well. Senna is out there. He has swapped Williams Blue for Red Bull Blue. Swanson also out there. Swapping the red of Ferrari for the white of Haas. Here comes Senna. 1:11.7 for him, and that's down in P7 at the moment. Syme goes almost fastest. P2 for Syme, 1:10.5. He has retained his Mercedes seat. And Swanton goes quickest of all, breaking the 1:10. 1:09.9 for Swanton. And Marvsky improves to second again, 1:10.4. Sainsy right down at the bottom of 1:25, so something went wrong on his lap. See if he's going for a better attempt this time. As Colin now goes to P2 with a 1:10.3. Sainsy indeed is tearing the time off now. Pops Kong is out there with a 1:12.8. Syme, possibly Syme getting out of the way. Sainsy 1:10.7 ahead of his teammate Smug in P7. Senna right up there, 1:10.4. Swanton improves again. Sloth 1:10.8. Moved from Ferrari to V-Carb, and he's the sole representative of that team today. Joker and Smug, when they set their laps, were in the top three. They're now 8 and 10. A really competitive qualifying session here. Newty is on his way. He has swapped papaya for lime green. He leaves the McLaren and goes to Kick Sauber. Again, he's handily paired with a title contender, in my opinion. But he used a bit too much carb there and almost lost the back end of the car. Mr. Pickles right up there now with a 1:10.5. Another who's changed the shade of blue, going from Red Bull to Alpine. Newty will go again after that 1:14 lap. Bakey now starting his attempt. Just to reiterate, that's a different person than Baker, who I play driving with the Wednesday League. This is someone completely different, just with a similar name. And we've not yet seen King Kong. We've seen Pops Kong. We've not seen King Kong just yet. At the moment it's Swanton's Haas who has provisional pole position from Colin, then Senna, Marvsky, Mr. Pickle and Vampire from Syme. Then the Aston Martin pairing of Sainsey and Smug. The slot rounded off the top 10. Joker back to P2. 1:10.0 for the Joker. Here comes BayQ Gaming round the last corner. And up the straight, 1:11.5 puts him in P14. Vampire goes to second now with a 1:09.9. Apologies for any breaking in my voice today. Got a bit of a cough going. I'll do my best to minimise the impact of that on your enjoyment. And now Syme and Smug both ahead of Sainsey as Sloth drops out of the top 10. But still quite a way to go. It's a short lap here, so always plenty of opportunity to get some attempts in. And Syme now improves to P4. Here's Rouge Nico. He's moved from Haas to Mercedes. Finished bottom of the constructors last season, Haas, with TMK not contributing very much at all. Seemed to miss most races and DNF in the ones that he didn't. So Rouge Nico will be hoping for a better season with Syme as his teammate. Bakey, another newcomer to the league. So let's talk championship contenders. Obviously Max World, but missing the first two races. And then you've only got to look at the top of the grid. Swanton, Joker, third and fourth last season. It appears that Bakey's broken his wing. That's not going to help. Swanton and Joker, of course, up there. Colin and Syme, Senna. Senna really underperforming last season as Bakey goes to P12. Senna's rise through the ranks from Pro-Am to be one of the front runners was meteoric, but he's kind of stalled and was more a midfield runner last season. There he is. maybe the move to the Red Bull can reignite his fortunes. Colin had some time out from the league and returned last season in the Aston Martin. He's now taken the reverse Vettel route and he's gone from Aston Martin to Ferrari. And he's another one who's not had a lot of luck but does have good pace and could put a championship run together. Currently in P5 and improving. King Kong is now into the top 10. The Alpines ahead of the Aston Martins. That'll be an interesting battle through the season with two teams that have got quite evenly matched drivers. Colin to the line, goes to P4 ahead of Syme, 110.2. King Kong then just behind his teammate at the moment, Mr. Pickle. I think they will be a very evenly matched team this season, as will Aston Martin, Smug and Sainsy. Vampire, here he comes, going for this pole position. He's not got a lot to find, but this lap he's not going to do it because he's a couple of seconds down. Colin is also quite a bit down and has invalidated this attempt. Here's Smug. Three minutes left, so you'd expect to see a flurry of activity exiting the pit lane shortly. Didn't see Smug sector 1 timing there because I was looking at the map. See where everybody else was. But we'll see it sector 2 now, and he's improving by fractions. Needs to find a tenth or two to get further up that top 10. DRS open, here he comes, and doesn't improve. So stays in P10. Rouge Nico is out there now and running into some traffic. But hopefully they'll get out of his way as he's on a hottie. Looks to be okay. Drivers in this league are very considerate of that as Swanton improves to a 109.6. Joker's back up to P3. But does that now do the job for Swanton? Vampire to the line. 109.8. Still P2. Minute and a half left. And only the bottom two are not out there. Nico goes ahead of Bakey into P13. He still won't tell me whether it's Rouge or Rogue. Says Rouge, but you never know. Swanton improving again. Is he going to tear more time off this pole? No, he isn't, because he's into the pit lane. So that'll be that for him. Vampire is down on his time. Fox is going in. Joker is going in as well, so he's done. Checkered flag is about 30 seconds away, but Vampire's in the pits as well. So the current top three have all boxed. 50 Gent is out and has crashed out. Syme is boxing. Vampire has now quit in the pit lane. Checkered flag now flies. King Kong's hit the line. Is anyone else on a hot lap at all? Smug coming towards the line and doesn't improve. Sainsy still going for it. Marvsky has invalidated. Here comes Colin. And Colin stays fifth. Al Newt to P8. What a lap for him in the Kick Sauber. Marvsky into the pit lane. Who else have we got? We got Mr. Pickle. Slightly down on his time though. And improves to P6. What a sector 3 from Mr. Pickle. Sloth will be next over the line. He's gone to P4. Incredible finish from Sloth. Senna goes ahead of Marvsky into P8. Bakey's in the pits. Rusniko's finished. Sloth, what a lap that is. The Pro-Am champion re-announcing his comeback to the big league with a huge final lap and P4 for the Sol V-Carb in today's race. Swanton though takes the pole. Vampire is with him on the front row. Then it's Joker and Sloth, both the drivers who don't have a teammate today. And Syme and Colin. Mr. Pickle out qualifying his teammate King Kong. Senna in P8. Marvsky and Al Newt sharing the 5th row for the Kick Saubers. King Kong down in 11th from Smug 12th, ahead of Sainsy in 13. Bakey in 14. Just a second separating the top 13 there. Nico, 50 Gent, Easy Life and Pops Kong rounded off. No championship standings to bring you, of course. Drivers will be told not to ready up straight away. But I will bring you the tyre selections on the formation lap.
What tracks tonight, blogs, or not racing?
No racing tonight, Noodles. Nobody clicked that they're interested, so no racing tonight. The calendar for the new season is now up in the Discord though, where we start in 2 weeks' time at Abu Dhabi. Traditional finish of the F1 season.
Have a good eve, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Traditional finish of the season, of course. Abu Dhabi will start Blobby Mondays in a couple of weeks' time. Drivers will get their strategy sorted out. I think it's 36 laps this race. Hello to Captain Price in the chat. I'm just commentating for tonight. I do occasionally play the game on a Wednesday night. I'm in a league that I can get in now and again if I'm at home. But Mondays is commentary night. Usually 8 PM and 10 PM races. Just the 8 PM one tonight, as we're in between seasons in the other league, my own one. But yeah, thanks for coming in. 36 laps ahead of us. Ooh. Oh, a horrible cold that's been going around, and I'm stuck with it. Grey skies again in Zandvoort, but no rain at the moment. We will see. Of course, the drivers see more than I do in terms of weather forecasting. So, if any of the drivers are in chat, do drop us a little message and tell us if there's going to be some rain. Six laps around Zandvoort to come. Swanson on pole position. Rain indeed, says Nico. So that's an interesting factor that can be thrown in here. Quite an easy track to see a safety car as well. With some flashpoints, a tight corner in turn one that can easily see someone stranded across the pit lane. We shall see 18 drivers getting prepared. See how many finish. Get your predictions in the chat, folks, as we take you to the formation lap.
Yo blogs.
Good evening to Magnatex in the chat. And look at this. For a difference of opinions on tyres. Swanson on pole is going for the hard tyre. Vampire goes soft. Row 2, Joker, and Vampire's been disconnected, and I don't think he's added me, so I don't think I can get him in. Someone might need to help me on this, because I don't think he's on my friend list. Nothing I can do. He went for softs. It's a one-stopper. He has rejoined. Hopefully he can get back in his car. The second row, Joker and Sloth, both teammateless today, are on hard tyres. And Syme, Colin and Mr. Pickle all go mediums. Senna goes softs. Both the V-car, both the Kick Salvers and King Kong and both Aston Martins all on mediums, as well as Bakey. Nico's on the hards, 50 Gents on the hards, Easy Life's on the mediums, and Pops Kong is on the softs. So McLaren liking the softs. Hopefully Vampire can get back in his car for the start. Good evening to Ben in the chat. Hope you have had a look at the new calendar starting in a couple of weeks, where we start at Abu Dhabi. It's going to give you an awful view of the start. I'm going to go with Vampire.
Good luck, everyone.
And Vampire gets away. In fact, Vampire gets away quite well. He might go up the inside of Swanson into turn one. And Joker, opportunistic, got up into P2, and there's a Red Bull off of the back, and it's 50 Gent Marvsky is also dropping down the order, and Sainsy. Multiple incidents in the first couple of corners. Marvsky lost a couple of places. I think it was 50 Gent who went off at the back, and Vampire's out! Vampire's out, we got a big spin! Al Newt and Marvsky both involved as well. Vampire's out, virtual safety car. And that could well turn into a full safety. Vampire is out of the race. I don't know if he got disconnected again or what happened, but he's out. I'll just check the Discord in case of a red flag incident. At the moment it's VSC only. Marvsky is in the pits, and we are back racing. Swanton leads from Joker. Syme is third from Sloth, who's got Senna. As soon as I've got 20 signed on, Ben. At the moment we're on 12, chasing a couple of people. Senna cuts in on Sloth, and Sloth loses a load of places. And Sloth off now in the grass. And we'll lose some more places. So Sloth in the wars early doors, passed by King Kong. Easy Life and Pops Kong have had a decent start. They're up to 12th and 13th respectively. Marvsky has boxed for soft tyres. Syme fastest lap of the race. Mr. Pickle making a move on Senna. Side by side through the first corner. And Senna doesn't want to give it up. And still doesn't want to give it up. And Senna does keep the position, but did he then get hit by Mr. Pickle? I'm not sure. There's a horrible little glitch on that corner where it appears the foam board breaks every lap. Noticed that before. Yes, the teams will be out hopefully next week once I've filled the seats. Just chasing up a couple of people today. Joker sticking to the back of Swanton. And it's Syme also with them. Look how close now Mr. Pickle is for another run on Senna. Joker is up the inside of Swanton. And they're going to go wheel to wheel for the lead. And Joker takes the lead. Al Newt with the fastest lap. Swanton almost into the back of Joker. Mr. Pickle got past Senna. Colin tried as well. They're closing in on this battle now. Joker, the new leader from Swanton. Then Syme, Mr. Pickle, getting to the back of these three now. He was the only Pro-Am last season to get a race podium. And off is Colin. Colin has spun on the final corner and lost lots of places. Meanwhile, Joker has been repassed by Swanton for the lead. They really need to fix the Alpine, which seems to glitch out half the blue colouring on it momentarily. There you see it again. That's very irritating. Senna now clinging to the back of the front four. Gap then to King Kong, but Alpine are in a good position so far, 4 and 6, with Mr. Pickle the clear leader in the Pro-Am. Bakey having a good race at the moment in P9, ahead of Nico. Colin dropped right the way down to P14, behind Easy Life because of his broken wing. He's going to have to box to fix that. He's got Pops Kong for company. Joker and Swanson into turn 1 together again. Syme this time is going to pick up on it. And Syme takes P2 from Swanson. But then overshoots a bit. And Swanson, no, he has to come in behind. Colin is in the pits. Front 5, you can throw a sheet over them. Joker, Syme, Swanson, Pickle and Senna. Colin rejoins behind Marvsky down at the back of the field. 17th place after we lost Vampire early doors. We'll see what happened to him, I'm sure, in the Discord. Well, we will stay with the front 5 at the moment as Swanson pulls out towards going for it, but it's Syme this time who takes the lead of the race. Syme, Joker, Swanson, Pickle, Senna. Senna very close to the back of Mr. Pickle there. One small braking mistake and your front wing's broken here. When you're running this close to the cars in front. Maintaining a gap to King Kong in 6th. Was holding Smug in 7th. Yellow in sector 2. Is that for Rouge Nico? Al Newt. I think it was Al Newt who went off. It was. Al Newt has broken his front wing and is passed by Easy Life. He's having a decent race in P12 at the moment, but also has a broken wing. So maybe they tangled those two. Speaking of tangling, Syme and Joker side by side for the lead. And still, Syme stays ahead. Swanson almost into the back of Joker. Pickle and Senna continue to bide their time and look on. Newty into the pits. Easy Life is continuing. Marsky goes through and so does Colin. So Newty will be at the back of the field. Pickle going for a move round the outside of Swanson. Couldn't get it done. Swanson defending well there. Syme starting a little bit to spread these out. But then DRS comes along and they all get close again. Pickle the closest this time. And they've all got DRS. It just closes them all up behind Syme. Smug making a move. King Kong holds it. Smug on the inside. Smug into P6. Good move from the Aston Martin driver. Side Joker, Swanton, Pickle, Senna. Still no gap of over half a second between any of them. They've pulled away a bit now from Smug and King Kong and Sloth. Smug and King Kong, of course, having their own little battle there. And it's Bakey, Sainsy, Nico, Easy Life, who's got a broken wing. Pops Kong being pursued by 50 Gent. And then those who have stopped, Marvski, Colin and Al Newt. Lap 9 of 36 is complete. Lap 10 now. And it remains Syme, former champion who just lost his way a little last season. But he's right back up there now. We've got a yellow flag. 50 Gent into the pit lane. I'm not sure why the yellow flag flew there. But 50 is in the pits and broke his wing. So maybe he hit Pops Kong. But 50 will now drop to the rear of the field, having made his pit stop and replaced his wing. Very strange, the yellow flags sometimes on here. Syme from Joker, Swanton, Pickle and Senna. All on different tyres, remember. So maybe it does. And here's King Kong making a move back on Smug. And the Alpine is back into P6. That glitch is very annoying. I need to fix that. Pops Kong making a move on Easy Life. And up to P12 for the McLaren. He's the only McLaren now with Vampire out of the race. The soft tyres seemingly having some life in them after 10 laps. Though Easy Life, of course, did break his front wing. Mr. Pickle getting close to the back of Swanton, but can't get past at the moment. Similar story for wide goes Mr. Pickle, very wide. He almost lost it. And Senna goes up his inside. Mr. Pickle almost put that in the wall. And Senna takes P4. Easy Life on Pops Kong. Swap places once again. And Sainsy now making a move on Bakey. That is for P2 of the Pro-Ams, I believe. And Sainsy, fancied to have a good season by many, is up now to P9 ahead of Bakey. Syme continues to lead from Joker and Swanton. Senna just dropping back a little now. Maybe the tyres starting to go away from him. And Mr. Pickle trying to cling on after that mistake last time round. Kong from Smug and Sloth. Joker's going to go for the lead. Swanton's going to almost make it 3 wide. Joker takes the lead. Swanton tries to take P2. But has to slot in behind Syme. Mr. Pickle took Senna. And Smug's lost 2 places. Smug lost 2 places to King Kong and Sloth.
Viewers ON Vivadataquin.
Pops Kong back past Easy Life. They're having a good battle, those two. Ignore the spam message in the chat. Or if a mod's in, please delete it. Smug losing 2 places in one there to King Kong and Sloth, and then just had a little wobble as well. Senna sticking with Mr. Pickle. Easy Life, the first track limit penalty of the race. Swanton had a good slingshot out of the corner there, and we'll try and get Syme as Syme tries to get Joker almost 3 wide through the corner again. Syme and Joker side by side, and still, and Joker is going to retain the lead from Syme. King Kong stays ahead of Sloth. How is the different tyre wear going to affect these battles? It's a long race. Lap 14 of 36. We're not halfway yet. Should we expect soft runners in at some point soon? We will find out. Joker leads from Syme. Syme got a good sling this time, and Syme's going to take the lead. Swanton's going to try and follow him through, but goes deep into the corner. Swanton and off, and Mr. Pickle says thank you very much and is up to P3. Opportunism this time from Mr. Pickle. King Kong ahead of Sloth now. Smug in behind them, trying to feed off any crumbs they leave him. The front 5 are starting to gap these 3 now. Got about 5 seconds in hand. And in turn, these 3 have a 6-second gap over Sainsy and Bakey. Pickle's going to try and go for P2 on Joker. He's certainly not just going to settle to try and win Pro-Am races. He is going to want to battle with the big boys and get full race podiums here. Into the pits comes Senna, and he picked up a track limit penalty as he did so. That was very odd. I don't know what line he crossed to do that, but he's in for a set of mediums and a new front wing. So he will rejoin behind Nico, and maybe Pops Kong as well. It's going to be close. Pops comes now round. Senna comes out next to him. Al Newt sets the fastest lap of the race, and Senna just almost lost his front wing again. He stuck the nose up the inside, and Pops maybe didn't see him, but he comes out behind Pops Kong in P12. Not for long though. Back up the inside, and Senna's not going to be held up on his outlap. So we expect to see Pops possibly pit soon. And Joker now into the lead. Pickle still trying to get involved. King Kong and Sloth side by side again, with Smug still right on their case. 2 really good battles, the front 4 and the next 3 separately. Marvsky has now made round to catch Easy Life. Pops Kong is in the pits, and Marvsky is going to pass. Pops Kong speeding in the pits, and that's a 10-second penalty for him as the rain begins. It's raining in the Netherlands, and Pops needed to probably stay out a little longer, because surely it won't be long now before intermediate tyres are the call. So Senna might have muddied his chances here. Pops, of course, with the 10-second penalty as well. Not going to help. Thank you very much to Stacey for deleting the spam message. Much appreciated. Sloth again up the inside of Kong, who tries to go the long way round, but Sloth makes the pass. Colin has passed Easy Life and is now trying to get to Al Newt. Al Newt's got some pace. He's had a couple of fastest laps in this race. As Colin is going to go up the inside, Easy Life in. And is Easy Life going to go for inters? Let's just keep an eye on this. It is a set of intermediates for Easy Life. And a new front wing. So we've got our first driver onto inters. He will rejoin in last, but he'll surely make some places as everyone has to box again. If this rain continues, which it usually does. Swansong over the outside on Pickle. We're past half distance now, and off goes King Kong. He's outbraked himself trying to pass Sloth. And he's lost out to Sloth and Smug because of it. Mistake there from King Kong. His teammate really flying the flag for Alpine early. At the moment, clear leader in the Pro-Am and battling for a podium. But he just had a little wobble there, and Swanson is going to take P3 because of it. Certainly nearing the time for intermediate tyres. Let's just do a lap comparison on the next lap between Easy Life and Pops Kong. 11 seconds the gap. Syme is in. Syme is in. The others continue. Intermediates for Syme. Quick stop as well. Kong is in. Who's got their timing right here? Good stop for Kong as well. Malski has made them soft tyres go 18 laps since he boxed early. Now let's just see, Easy Life is closing the gap to Pops a little, but not a lot. Syme has come out a second and a half behind Sainsy. So let's see if he can close up to him. Mr. Pickle's tyres, I think, are just about starting to go off. As he's dropped away now, back from Swanton. Swanton and Pickle are in. It's certainly going to be inters all round. Smug continues on and is now in P2. Sloth is in. Sainsy is in. Syme has got back past Swanton. Ruznico has continued. Bakey, Sainsy and Senna are all in. Marvsky is in. So Joker leads. Smug is now second. Ruznico's up to sixth. King Kong and Sloth continue their battle, having pitted together. Colin and Al Newt and Marvsky also in. Did Al get caught up with a double stack perhaps? Pops has continued on. Joker now into the pit lane. Smug will surely follow. It looks... Smug stays out. Smug leads. Syme and Swanton have gone through ahead of Joker, who exits the pits. And he's just ahead of Mr. Pickle. Nico pits. The rain continues to fall. Just 3 drivers now on dry tyres. Smug 50 gent. And Pops Kong, who's passed by Al Newt. 50's now in. Marvsky is up to 12th with Colin in 13th. So who's made a loss and a gain here? Yellow in sector 2, and that's an Alpine. That is King Kong. King Kong has come off. Syme has overtaken Smug, who's really struggling. And Swanton's gone past him, and now Joker's going to try to as well, as DRS is disabled. So Smug is going to now surely box. And does. And nobody really has made much of a net gain on that. Senna made a loss on it. Smug, I think, is going to make a loss on it as well, as he was with Sloth and King Kong. And now he's going to be behind them. But still ahead of Bakey by the looks of it. So not too big a loss for Smug. He rejoins. He maybe just stayed out too long, but Syme, Swanson and Joker will continue this battle for the win here. Because they're still within half a second of each other. Mr. Pickles dropped back a little to P4. Pops Kong finally into the pits for his pit stop, and he's got another 10-second penalty. He's really got to work on the pit limiter. Pickle now with a big gap to Sloth, who's still scrapping with King Kong. Bakey's got Senna chasing him, but Senna has a penalty. 50 gent making a move on Easy Life, who didn't make too many gains from boxing early for those inters. King Kong passing Sloth, and it's now 4 and 5 for Alpine. Pops is going to exit the pits and be lapped by a few of them. That's what the yellow flag is there. He's just come out slowly to avoid getting in anybody's way. And he's come out on dry tyres by mistake, and he's now out of the race. And it's a safety car. I don't know if Pops crashed it there, but we've now got a full safety car. And I'm sure Smug is wishing he'd just managed to stay out for an extra lap. But it is a full course safety car, and we've lost both McLarens in this race. So now I don't expect many to box, unless they think it's going to go wet tyres or dry out again, because they're just all boxed. Easy Life. Did he box again just there? Possibly, but he's in amongst cars who have lapped him. And it'll take a while for these to all group up now. So expect the safety car to be with us for a while. Biggest gaps at the moment are between the Alpines. Marvsky and Colin have decided to box. Now let's see what tyres they're putting on here. It's new inters for both. Newty's in as well. And so is 50 Gent. New inters for 50. And new inters for Al Newt. So nobody is going for full wets or for dries. It tells you something about the conditions. Easy Life is now stuck in amongst, and it would be handy for him if the others were to dive out of his way. And Syme dummy to pit there, I think. Easy Life stuck in the queue and can't unlap, which has ruined his race somewhat. Another one of those rules that needs fixing on this game. It should, of course, allow lapped cars to unlap and catch back up, but it doesn't. So we got the front 9 now with the train. Sainsy and Nico just joining on. So it'll be Marvsky and Colin who are yet to catch up, as well as Newty and 50 Gent behind them. And Easy Life stuck in the middle. Swanton has now let Easy Life go through. So now Syme is going to be nice and do the same. Easy Life might be able to pass the safety car and catch up. They are holding back from the safety car, I think, to allow Easy Life through. And he is now... Oh, he's got a drive-through. It's given him a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. And that's a pity, really, because it's the fault of the game rather than anybody. So he's got another one. Easy Life's been given 2 drive-throughs. His race has been absolutely ruined by the safety car here. Still await Al Newt and 50 Gent to catch up. He's got a third one, and I think it might be going to disqualify him soon, unfortunately. Yes, he's been disqualified. Now, I hope the stewards can give him at least the place where he would have finished at the back, because that's really unfortunate. It's not his fault that the game doesn't follow the rules properly. But we have lost a third driver from this race. Easy Life is out. So just 50 Gent to catch up then, and he's doing so quite quickly. In fact, that we might see the safety car leave us this lap. Let's see the timing line into sector 3, but it's up here somewhere. There it is. And indeed the safety car is in this lap. So Syme will pace the field. And we will have 9 laps to decide this race. Now, how much of an advantage do those Kick-Saubers, Colin and 50 Gent have with younger tyres? Will we see them come through the field towards the end? Syme's not gone early at all here. He's still not gone. He left it very late. And we are back underway. Colin and Marsky side by side straight away. Sainsy trying to make a move. Ruznicko, Bakey and Senna side by side. And a bit of wheel rubbing. And off goes Ruznicko. Senna and Bakey still battle. Senna trying now to get to Smug. Colin and Marvsky ahead of Al Newt. Everyone, of course, back in the hunt with the safety car, bunching them up. Colin tries to go inside on Sainsy. Not a lot of room there, and Colin into the wall. Colin into the wall. And then he's cut Al Newt off a bit there. Marsky's making a move on Sainsy. The drag race down to turn 1, 3 of them. Marsky gets there first. Colin and Sainsy now side by side. And Sainsy loses a couple of places there. Smug made a place on Sloth. Smug up to 6th. And look at Senna going for Sloth now. Senna makes the move up to P7. Yellow in sector 2 is Ruznicko again. Ruznicko off again. It's all gone wrong for him on this restart. Newty now passing Sainsy. Did Sainsy get damaged? It doesn't appear that he did. No DRS now, remember. Syme trying to break the slipstream. Lap 30 now. Marvsky making his way through the field past Bakey now. And Colin following him through. Marvsky and Colin are on the charge. That's P9 Marsky, P10 Colin now. Don't forget Senna also has that 3-second penalty, which with the safety car bunching everyone up could be costly for him. Syme, Swanson and Joker still inseparable as they have been for most of the race. Then it's Mr. Pickle trying to hold off King Kong. Smug, Senna. And Sloth, Marvsky and Colin. Who's going to make moves this time? Could it be Marvsky again? Marvsky looks around the long way round on Sloth. What a move that is! What a move by Marvsky! This time Colin couldn't follow him through. What a move that was though. Colin will look inside on Sloth now. Great move by Marvsky into P8. The leaders closer and closer together. Senna now being challenged by Marvsky. Colin still can't find a way past Sloth. Syme continues to lead from Swanton and Joker. Up the inside goes Colin with a big dive. What a move that is. And Colin takes P9 from Sloth. Swanton closes on Syme. Here we go. At the start of lap 32. Syme's going to try and switch back, but he's not going to get there. Senna and Marvsky side by side. And Marvsky up another place into P7. He is charging through this field late on. The safety car brought him back right into it, and he's now going to try and get after Smug, but Senna's not letting him. Senna's going to edge it up the inside of him. And contact! Contact between Senna and Marvsky, and Colin barges his way through. Further forward, Joker's made a mistake because Mr. Pickle is now up to P3. And Joker's fallen away from the leaders. Pickle to P3. Joker now holding off Smug and King Kong. And Senna, Colin, Marvsky. Al Newton has passed Sloth. Frantic last few laps of this race after the safety car. Joker retaking Mr. Pickle, and King Kong's out! Out of the race is King Kong! Senna has crashed into King Kong and got a 10-second penalty. It's a virtual safety car, and we've got people practically stopped on track here. And Mr. Pickle's got a 10-second penalty. And Sainzy's got a 10-second penalty. And I think broken his wing as well. They were all stopped on the main straight. Still no upgrade to a full safety car. And we're back racing again. And Colin is going to try and get Senna, who's got a broken front wing. And now a lot of penalties as well. So has Mr. Pickle. That, in fact, could cost Mr. Pickle the Pro-Am victory. Because Al Newt is next, and he's within 10 seconds at the moment. But he also has a broken wing. Sainsy got a penalty and a broken wing as well. Bakey and 50 are now getting involved. Swanton has got a bit of a gap now to Syme. Joker is in third. Mr. Pickle, that could cost him the Pro-Am win. That penalty. 3 laps to go. And as you can see, Mr. Pickle, Sainsy and Senna with big penalties. Colin and Marvsky right behind Senna. Al Newt could be on the way to a famous victory in the Pro-Ams here. Marski pursuing Senna. Sainzy's lost a couple more places. He's struggling with that broken wing. Been passed by Bakey in 50. Here comes Colin on Senna. And Colin is up to P6. And that will become P5 with Mr. Pickle's penalty. Al Newt surely happy to just sit behind his teammate. Stay within 10 seconds of Mr. Pickle and get a win in the Pro-Am. Smug wants to get Mr. Pickle on track. Joker still not giving up on second. Swanson has just enough breathing space at this stage that he could be bringing it home for Haas. But still a lap to go. In these conditions, you just never know. Joker trying to get the slingshot out of the corner. Gets a bit of slipstream. Tries to go for the outside. Makes the move on Syme for P2. Marski makes the move on Senna. Senna tries to switch him back. He gets cut off. And more contact. And Marski's now passed by Al Newt, who will surely not get in his way, but of course he needs to stay within that 10 seconds of Mr. Pickle. Pickle's going to lose quite a lot of places here. But should still be second of the Pro-Ams, I believe. Marski makes the move on Senna. Joker has closed right up to Swanson on this final lap. And they're coming round the last corner. And this is close. Swanson to the line wins in Zandvoort. Joker in second. Syme will finish in third. Mr. Pickle's going to come home next but lose it. Pickle home in fourth, but the penalty drops in behind Smug and Colin and Marski. And Al Newt wins the Pro-Am. Marski P6, Al Newt P7, Sloth P8, Pickle will be second in the Pro-Am P9, and Bakey takes a podium in P10. P3 of the Pro-Am, Senna drops to 12 and Sainsy to 13, with Rouge Nico finishing 14th and last.
Well done, Swanton.
Swanson took the victory, but only just. Al Newt, the driver of the day and the Pro-Am winner. Eventful as ever, folks. Easy Life says the unlap actually worked. He just floored it, not thinking. So that's fair enough. Swanson then takes the win. Joker P2 and Syme P3. Smug finishing in fourth from 12th on the grid. Good stuff from him. Colin in P5. Marski fought back to P6. His teammate Al Newt, fastest lap of the race, and the Pro-Am victory in P7. Sloth was in P8. Mr. Pickle dropped to P9 with penalty and second in the Pro-Am. Bakey on the podium and in the points, P10, P3 in the Pro-Ams. Followed by 50 Gent, Senna and Sainsy both dropped down with penalty. Rouge Nico was the last finisher in P14. The DNFs, King Kong and Pops, Easy Life and Vampire. That brings us to the end for this week. No Blobby Monday this week. And I'm away next week. So join us in 2 weeks' time for more DRS action at 8 p.m. and the start of Blobby Mondays in Abu Dhabi from 10 p.m. I'll be back then. Thank you very much. Good night.